So, here's the facts. Addiction here is on the rise. We're the second highest binge drinkers in the world. 49% of us partake in gambling. And when it comes to drugs, we have the highest usage of cocaine in the European Union. 6 in every 10 people in Ireland will have direct experience with addiction, whether it's themselves, a family member or a friend. Addiction doesn't discriminate. It affects people from all walks of life, regardless of your social background or your age. So I want to try and understand what living with an addiction is like, how it impacts your life, and also the lives of loved ones surrounding you. So I'm now off to Galway to meet Stevo Timothy. You guys will know him from social media and YouTube. He is Farmer Michael. Stevo battled alcoholism since his early teens, actually, and a couple of years ago he was in a really bad motorcycle accident, and unfortunately his friend lost his life in the accident. So I'm gonna head over to his place now and meet him in person. Don't even look at me. Don't even look at me. I'm allergic to you.
Hello.
Oh.
Come in, come in,
How are
come
you?
in. Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Whoa, someone's been cleaning.
Close, is it? How long have you lived in Ireland, in the Western developed?
Right. Cheers.
Cheers.
And go over and sit down.
I'll just stand here. You might take this, Lucy. Thank you.
Okay, let's go right back to when you developed an unhealthy lifestyle or unhealthy habit
Yeah.
with booze. What age were you when you started drinking?
Oh, Jesus. 12-ish, 13-ish.
young?
Yeah. Robbed a lot of cans out of a tent in the estate next to us. So yeah, that was kind of my first introduction to alcohol. But like, I wasn't initially a big fan until I drank enough to get that drunk feeling.
But did you like the taste of drink when you drank?
No, hated it.
So you did it to forget?
Get drunk, yeah.
You just liked the feeling of being kind of out of control?
No, I liked the feeling of being confident and not have to worry about anxiety and that. It was like a shield.
Yeah.
You didn't have to be like always on guard.
Yeah. Okay. So when did you think that you started to actually like need a drink as opposed to enjoy a drink?
Probably from about the age of 17, where I'd drink before we'd go drinking, because I'd be shaky.
Young, isn't it?
Because I'd be very shaky. Like I could envisage that everyone was looking at my head shaking or my hands shaking. So I'd have a nagging before I'd go drinking. Because I'd be so nervous to go down to a friend's house. To have that 5, 6, 7 hours of immunity was so attractive that it didn't matter if I was hungover for the next 364 days. That one day of freedom was enough payoff.
Wow.
So yeah.
When you were 23,
Yeah.
accident.
I went back and done my leaving cert, and then I think it was that Thursday, Friday, it was the last exam. So I went drinking naturally to celebrate.
Do you remember what you drank that night?
I think I had like a bottle of Buckfast or 2, 4 naggins, cans, lots. And that's what I kind of remember drinking. So I was at home and I was drinking and ran out of drink. And I thought it would be a good idea to get the bike and go to town and
Motorbike?
go to the off licence, yeah. On the way I met a few of the lads, so we were sitting down there drinking, and I had a beta cop on. I locked the bike, put on the disc lock, and was not intending to go back to it. And later on then I met John Laffey, a friend of mine. Kind of the memories are kind of on and off from there, but we obviously got back on the bike and then I crashed it.
So he died?
Yeah, he died about 8, 9 days afterwards. Yeah. Brain injury.
Gosh.
Other injuries as well.
And what were your injuries?
Broke my neck, 2 bones in my neck and 6, 7 in my back. And the pain started hitting my neck, and I started coughing up blood and realising, like, yeah, this is serious. And the pain is indescribable.
And do you still feel guilty?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. I was driving. I drank, I was driving.
Yeah. When was the court date then? How soon after the accident?
Yeah, I'd say it was about a year afterwards, maybe. The barrister said to get a bag ready and meds and stuff, and I was like, yeah, cool. Like I wanted to go to jail. I didn't feel like.
Did you?
Yeah, of course I did. If the judge said 5 years, I would have said, yeah, sound. Like, are the wheelchair accessible or whatever? The judge said, I think it was 2 years, and he kind of went back into the chambers then, and everyone was like, oh, and I was like, 2 years, yeah, it's grand. And then he came back out and he said suspended for 5. So
why?
Because he wanted me to be a kind of visual representation of basically what can go wrong drink driving. He said he'd rather me wandering around the college in a wheelchair and crutches and telling people about the dangers of it than being in prison serving no purpose.
So when did you knock it on the head then?
Kinda about 6 years ago, but there was 2 blips since then.
And what happened during the blips?
We were doing a wheelchair boxing event in aid of the Irish Wheelchair Association. I kind of had a celebratory glass of champagne because I was kind of off guard because I was used to drinking because I felt miserable. And this was, I feel happy, and there's a sense of achievement. Mm-hmm. So it was one of those rare times where I was drinking because I was happy rather than drinking because I was miserable. I felt like I let myself down, let everyone else down, let the world down. I was like, we raised I think it was 63 grand or something, and there's no sense of achievement in it. Even looking back now, and I've photo there on the thing, I don't have happy memories of it when it should be, that kind of way.
There's a motorbike behind me. I kind of felt like it was a bit of an elephant in the room in that I didn't really want to mention it, even though it's taking up a lot of the room.
Yeah, well, I always have and will have love for bikes. I will never drive again, and obviously for moral and personal reasons, but it's just it's an ornament now. So it's not a threat, or it's just... Does
it not remind you of your past?
Yeah, but is that not a good thing? To remind me, maybe look at the bike and just what can happen.
But you're not kind of punishing yourself doing that, though? Like looking at the bike?
I punish myself for looking at my body. I can't escape that. So looking at a bike is not going to...
make you feel any worse?
Yeah.
Addiction has had a devastating effect on Stevo's life, but it also impacts those who love him. His partner Roxy has stood by him throughout his addiction, and I wanted to find out how difficult that has been. So when you met him, he was not drinking?
He was not drinking, he was sober.
Okay.
I knew he had an issue.
Yes.
He did tell me that straight away.
Did he say, I am an alcoholic?
Not that I'm an alcoholic, that he had a big issue with drink.
Okay.
Like I'd be saying, I'm going to meet one of the girls on a night out, and that's how it kind of came out. He was like, right, I have an issue. Kind of thing, because I'd be wondering, why would he want a cup of tea? Why won't he have a drink?
Yes. So he said that he had a relapse 2 years ago, and you
that's
were there.
When I seen it, yeah.
And what was that like? Because that would have been the first time in your relationship to see him actually drunk.
I was heartbroken. Absolutely heartbroken. I was like, I don't know what to do.
No.
I don't know if I can go through that again. I just didn't know, is this going to be the future? Is this going to happen again? Mm-hmm. Could I go through that again? Could I go through the embarrassment of it again? Mm-hmm. Because selfishly enough, I was embarrassed.
Of course, yeah.
Stephen just came up, cried, apologised, told me how he was feeling, and I couldn't even get angry. I was just more relieved that it wasn't, he was coming back with cans.
Yeah, and he came back with remorse.
But he came back with remorse, came back with guilt. He promised me there and then, I'm booking an appointment with the doctor, I'm going to get help.
And what about since then, when he's gone out? Do you worry every time he goes out in case there's the wrong friends?
I'll always have that worry. I'll always have that worry. He could be out with friends he's had since they were kids. I would still have that worry.
So it's like you're kind of going day by day yourself.
Yeah. It's hard. And it gets really, really, really hard.
You can't ever fully trust someone who has an addiction.
No.
We all have friends or family that have an addiction. We can all relate to that, and you can never fully relax.
I think he's worth it. I know that sounds really cheesy, and oh my God, where's all the little fireworks and all that? It's not all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I always think at the back of my head. It's not all the time.
Yeah.
It's a part of him. It's not a part I like, but it's a part I'll deal with for all the other good parts.
We both did the best we could do underneath the same moon.
It's actually quite a lot to take in today. Just Stevo, you know, he's ultimately a really nice guy who made a huge mistake, and he's still definitely paying the price. But also just the impact alcohol has had on him and his life and the people's lives around him. It's huge, you know. It's a lot. Stevo explained that he used alcohol as a shield to hide his anxiety. But it's not just alcohol that's becoming a mainstream coping